let's get into that. But first, let's address our sort of perspective on this, or our experience donating things. So the healthcare worker tab, people probably know about it. So we just gave some money to local restaurants so healthcare workers could come in and buy a meal. I saw let's be real, like the reaction to that was overwhelmingly positive from our fan base and just from the attention it sort of got in the broader community, let's say. But even with that one, I saw a few negative comments from the perspective of, wow, like you couldn't do something nice without publicizing it.
Yeah.
I think the first answer or thing that should be said is, in some cases, you need to publicize it so people can even take advantage of it. It really bothered me on this one, the few negative comments I saw, because if we didn't publicize it, healthcare workers wouldn't know to be able to claim it.
That the tab existed. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are certain cases where you literally just have to publicize the donation so people can claim it. Right?
Yes.
So that's one aspect of it from my perspective. And then I guess the other thing I'd say is, in the past when we've done like the cat charity stuff, or even like, you know, paying for people's tuition and things along those lines, a big part of publicizing the fact we're doing that, I think, is it's just drawing more attention to the importance of that cause. And maybe the people who look up to you will think of that the next time they're considering donating to something as well, right?
Yeah, and usually, like when we did the cats merch stuff, we would encourage people to donate to their local charity too, you know, their local animal shelter, if they weren't able to purchase a t-shirt and support our local animal shelters, right? Because we were giving the money to animal shelters mostly in Ottawa. So we'd say things like that too, and it's not all about, you know, you have to donate to our cause. It's just, it encourages people. It reminds people that these are things we care about. These are things that maybe you should care about. But of course, it's up to you and your own discretion how you spend or donate your money.
Yeah, and I should say, like, we have donated to things without putting it all over Twitter, right? Like, I think we recently did some accounting and like kind of looked back at like how much money we have given to charity, and it's a number we are proud of. Like there is an element of this that is like, yeah, it feels good to, like, it's nice to be in a position to be able to give money to charity, but it also does feel good to give money to charity and get some recognition for that too. There's absolutely an element of that here.
Yeah. And sometimes when you're raising money to pay charity by selling something like merch, you do need to share that that's what you're planning to do in order to sell that merch. So every time we had Menchie and Zyler t-shirts that we were selling, every time we did that, we said we were raising money. A portion of the proceeds would go to animal shelters and charities. So that's what we did. And then we showed that because we wanted to prove, you know, and show that here's a $25,000 check, here's a $10,000 check after the campaign was over, so that people could see, like, with their own eyes what part of their purchase went to. So I think that's important too, because it's transparency more than just like bragging about how much money you gave to charity, right? So there are other elements and I think reasons why people, at least us, like I'm just speaking for us, publicize what they donate and like who they're donating to.
I kind of want to be brutally honest about the aspect of it that, yeah, I'm not going to lie. Part of the attraction of donating charity is, one, there's a tax write-off. That's nice.
For most stuff we do, not all.
Not all of it.
Not
that's
all
true.
of it is, yeah.
But secondly, like, yeah, like this isn't necessarily a purely altruistic thing. Maybe there's no such thing as a purely altruistic act, though. It feels good to give money to charity, and it feels good when people say nice things about you after you give money to charity. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, we shouldn't always look at it that way either. Like every time a celebrity says that they donated to charity, they're not just doing it because they want to look like a good person. I don't make that automatic like. No, but
I guess what I'm saying is it's not one or
it's
the
not
other.
One or the other. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be both. I think it usually is both. Yeah.
Yeah. Zyler thinks you're a great person for donating to animal charities.
Well, as long as Zyler thinks so.